Building automations inside of GoHighLevel is easily the most complicated part of using GoHighLevel. So this video is the GoHighLevel Automations Masterclass that'll teach you everything you need to know about automations inside of GoHighLevel so that you'll be able to build any automation that your mind can think of. All right, so a few things to mention with automations are gonna be, these are just some things you need set up beforehand or else the automations won't work. First one is gonna be under your settings. It's gonna be under your phone numbers. You need to get a phone number and you need to get the phone number approved and verified with A2P, which is a new compliance that the US and Canada have come up with. If you're not in US and Canada, you don't need to worry about this. But if you want American numbers, like an American phone number, like I have right here, you need to go up to the Trust Center and you need to go through this process of getting your brand and your campaign registered so that you can start sending text messages. If you don't get compliant with that, your automated texts won't send out, and so you need to get that taken care of first. I have another video on that that I can link down below this video on getting A2P compliant. But once your phone number is compliant, then your texts will start sending out and it'll say you are now A2P 10 DLC compliant, so you're good there. And another thing is you'll need to have your email services set up right here under email services, and you'll need to have this all set up where you've connected your DNS records and everything inside of your hosting account, whether you bought your domain with GoDaddy, Cloudflare, HostGator, wherever you bought your web domain. You'll need to add in 5 different DNS records. I'll just link it down for the A2P stuff and for the email stuff. Down below, you can access my free masterclass on how to set all this stuff up. There's going to be a video called like phone number and email setup, and that's the video you'll want to watch to get this stuff set up. Once your email and your phone number are set up, your automations will send out, because that's the majority of what we're going to be sending with our automations, our text and emails. That's where the money is made with GoHighLevel. If you can follow up with people through text and email really quickly after they take certain actions like fill out a form, book an appointment, do a survey, click a certain trigger link. There's a lot of different things that can trigger an automation, but we're going to go over all those in this video. All right, so to lay the foundation for mastering automations in GoHighLevel, we first have to understand trigger events. So in any automation, if I hit create workflow here, and then I start from scratch, this is all under my sub account under the automations tab. Every automation has a workflow trigger. So in order to make an automation flow, we have to have some sort of trigger event that triggers it off. And so this is, if we click this little plus sign here, we can see all of the different things that we can trigger an automation off of. There's a ton of them, but in this video, I'm going to show you some of the more popular ones that you'll use very often in your business or your agency if you're an agency owner. So we can use a ton of different actions as our trigger events. The first one I'm going to show you guys is going to be, let's see if I can find it here. Very popular one is customer replied. So a customer replied, meaning a customer messaged us through text, through email, through Facebook DMs, Instagram DMs, the chat widget on our website. Every trigger event typically will need a filter. So we know that the trigger event is customer replied, but we have to know which channel they've replied through. And so if we want to specifically target somebody that just texted us, we don't want to target anybody else who's like emailed us or DM'd us or anything like that, just the people who have texted us, we could hit add filter right here. And then we would do reply channel, and then we can select the different channels. So if somebody called us, messaged us on our chat widget, emailed us, Facebook Messenger, Google My Business, all these different things, I'm going to select SMS because that's what I'm going to show you in this example. So if somebody sends us a text message, if we don't add this filter, it will assume that we're talking about all these different actions. So you can also do that. So if we delete this trigger, it will basically be an inbound reply or a message from any of these different channels, and we can set it up that way if that's what you want. And if you want to reply based on how they reply, but for this example, I think it's best to kind of filter it out by the reply channel, and then we can select SMS again. So we're going to save this trigger. So now anytime somebody sends us a text message, we can have an automated response back to them, and that's a very common use case for this type of automation. So we would click plus right here, and then we can have an SMS this send SMS action right here, where it'll send them a reply, some sort of automated reply, which you can type out in this box right here. Another thing with GoHighLevel automations is we can use custom values. So we can use the person's first name if we have it stored already in our system. For this one, if somebody texted our number that we didn't have as a lead already, then this custom value would not work. But likely if someone's texting us, we've already created them as a lead and maybe we captured them through a form or some other channel. And so we could do, hey, and then we could say contact and then first name. So it'll put the first name of the person. Hey, John, just saw your message, blah, 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 whatever you want to say to them. And then I'm going to show you something else too that we can do. So I'm just going to save this one. Let's assume we typed out this whole message, and let's say we asked a question at the end. It's like a yes or no question. We wouldn't actually type this out, but let's say we asked a yes or no question at the end. And then after we send our text, we can also, based on how the person responds, yes or no or maybe, we can have different text that'll send after. We can have different branches, which I'll show you right here. But first, before we have that branch, we need to do a wait step, because we need to give the person a certain amount of time to reply. We don't expect them to reply right away to our text, so we're gonna do a wait step. And the wait step, we just type in wait, and then it's going to be a specific type of wait step. So there's time delays where it'll just wait based on a certain amount of time. But for this one, we're going to wait depending on the contact reply. So the reason we do this is because if somebody replies sooner, let's say we do a 24-hour wait period, so a day. If they reply sooner than a day, then we want to hit them up with the next text right away. But if they don't reply within 24 hours, we want to hit them up again after 24 hours. And so either way, if they respond, it'll hit them up. If they don't respond, it'll wait the full 24 hours. So that's why you need to do a contact reply. And then we have to select the message, which is our SMS right here. So I'm going to select, we're waiting for them to reply to this SMS. And then you can do a certain timeout by toggling this on. And then we could do 1 day. So we're just going to type that in there. So we're going to wait 1 day. And then after our wait step, we're going to name this too. It's easier if you name them so that you can see everything visually right here. And then the next step that we have is going to be a step called if/else, which is basically a branch condition. So we're going to name this one customer replied ? just as a placeholder so you can see what it says when you're looking at the flow. Our first branch is going to be yes, and then we're going to select contact reply, and then contact replied message contains, and then we're going to do the word yes. This is not cap sensitive, so if you just type yes, you don't need to type it in different ways. But if it's a yes or no question, somebody else, they might respond instead of yes, they might say yeah. So we can add a condition, and we can select, instead of and, we can change this to or. So if they type yes, and then contact replied message contains yeah, and then whatever other variations of yes you think somebody would say, you can add those in there by continuing to add conditions. So now we have our yes branch. Now we're going to add another branch that is no, because they might answer no to our question that we asked in this initial text message. And so I'm going to select contact reply again, replied message contains, and then no. And then there's not a ton of ways to say no, so we're just going to leave this one, but you could add like nah or whatever other variations of no you can think of by clicking add condition. And then those are our two. And then, somebody might say maybe, so maybe we'll add that as another branch. So we'll type maybe, and then contact replied message contains, and then we'll type maybe. All right, so now we have 3 branches, but when we hit save action, you'll notice there's 4 branches. So the reason we have 4 branches is because after 24 hours, after 1 day that we wait, they might not send anything at all. And so if they don't send anything at all, if they don't send yes, no, or maybe, or any other message, it'll go down this none branch. But if they send us a text it'll go down the yes branch right away, right after they type that. It won't wait the full 24 hours. If they text back before the 24 hours is waited, it'll still go quicker and still send them the next message. It won't wait. But if the only one that will wait the full day is this none branch, if they just don't reply at all, it'll wait 24 hours, and then we could hit them up with another SMS, another text message, and then we could say something else, just like, hey, we're just following up. And we can use our custom values again, contact first name, and then type out whatever message we want to say, just following up from yesterday. I don't know if you saw my text. Maybe we might have a certain text that we send after somebody replies maybe. And so we can do, hey, or, I don't know, you'd ask maybe some other question, or what are you thinking about this for, or something like that. And then the no branch, we could say, all right, no problem. I'm just going to use this as a placeholder for this one. No could be, another SMS, and you could say, just like no worries, because maybe they're not interested and they answered no to our question and they don't want to work with us or something like that. And then yes could be another qualifying question that we could ask through a send SMS. We could say, awesome, and then ask our next question, and we can continue to make it flow like this with conditions. And so that's a simple automation that you can set up for if somebody messages you through SMS, and you can also have them message through chat widget. This could be through email, this could be through Facebook or Instagram DMs. You can automate all these different contact channels with your clients. And so I'm just gonna hit cancel on this one, and you can name the workflow up here at the top. This one can be, you wanna name it usually whatever the automation does. So this one would be customer replied SMS. And so we can kind of keep it organized like that. And then you just hit save, and then make sure to publish your automation. Another thing is, if you want this automation to work multiple times, like if the same lead messages you multiple times and you want it to run every time the lead messages you through text, you can go to settings right here, and then you can go to allow re-entry. And if you do that, it'll allow them to re-enter through this automation as many times as they message you. But if you don't want that to happen, you can toggle this off. But anyway, you'll publish it, it'll be live, and then you'll hit save. But remember, if you don't have the phone number set up in your GoHighLevel sub account, then this text message won't send. So that's another thing just to remember. Talked about earlier in the video, you need to have your phone number set up, or else those messages won't send out. Let's build another automation. So another one, a very common one, would be a contact form submitted. So this is just a very basic one, right? We're gonna add new trigger. There is a trigger event that is called form submitted. So we're gonna click form submitted as our trigger event. Right now, the way it's set right here, it'll trigger off of any form. So if you have 10 different forms across your different websites and landing pages, this one will trigger off all of them. But if you only want the automation to trigger off of a specific form being submitted, that's where you have to add the filters, and then you can select form is, and then one of your specific forms. So I'm gonna do my WebJuice form. So when this WebJuice form specifically is submitted with someone's name, email, phone number, whatever other questions I ask them, it'll trigger off this automation. And so first step you might do from somebody submitting a form on your website could be to send them a text message, right? So we can send them a text message. We can use more custom values. Hey, contact first name. Just saw you submitted the form on our website, blah, blah, blah. How can we help you? Something like that. So start a text conversation with them. You could also do an email to them. It's always better to hit them up in multiple places because some people might look at their phone more or their computer more. So we can also send them an email, and then we can type the from name. The from name is just going to be my name, Jasper. From email, it's going to be my info@webjuice.io, whatever email you want it to send from. You can put your own email here. It doesn't have to be the same as your GoHighLevel email. You can mask over your GoHighLevel email with whatever email you want it to look like it's sending from. So it really doesn't matter the email you put here. Subject line, just like normal. form submitted on our site or something like that. And then you can type out your email, hey, and then use custom values. So anyway, that's going to be a simple follow-up to somebody submitting a form on your website. And we can also, like I showed you before, you can have conditional branches. If they don't reply, we could put a wait step of 24 hours right here. And then we could have a if-else statement that has a branches that will say, hey, if they reply yes, no, or they don't reply at all, it'll go down one of the specific branches and continue accordingly. And so, yeah, but just make sure after every automation you build, you publish and then save if you want it to go live. If you don't want it to go live, then you can hit draft. And then also another thing to note is you can test your workflows. You can put in yourself as a contact, and you can run the test on yourself just to make sure the automation is working the way that you wanted it to. And so that's that. And I'm just not going to publish this one, but I'll just go ahead and save it. And then we'll go back out and we'll build another workflow, another automation. We're going to hit a ton of automations in this video, so I hope you guys are ready for this. It's going to give you everything, most everything you'll need to know with automations, so that you guys can build like any automation that you can think of in your mind. So we'll do another one. Another popular one, trigger event, would be a customer books appointment. So we're actually going to use this, where is it at? Right here, appointment status. Because appointment status, we will then be able to specify which calendar that the person booked in, because sometimes we have multiple calendars in our business. So the event type, we're going to leave as normal. We're going to add filter right here, and we're going to select appointment status is confirmed, because we don't want to send these. This is going to be an automation for reminder text and reminder emails before appointments happen. So we don't want to send those out unless the appointment's been confirmed, which it is as soon as it's booked. So they really don't have to do anything or hit anything. They just have to book the appointment on the calendar and it'll be confirmed. So, and then after this, we can say in calendar. So we can specify, this one has 3 different filters. So you have to make sure to add all these in. These 2 are always going to be the same, normal, confirmed. But the third one is where you can specify which calendar you're booking on. So I'm going to do my WebJuice consultations calendar for this one. So whenever somebody books an appointment on my WebJuice consultations calendar, this automation will trigger and fire off. So I'm going to hit save. And then the first thing we might do is we might send somebody a text and an email. So the text might say, hey, and then custom values, contact first name. And then we can say, comma, and then we can say your appointment has been confirmed for, and then we can use another custom value. It would be appointment start date time. So this one will put the time, the day, and the time zone. So it'll say like Monday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that one's good for that. It'll encompass all the time and the day. And then we could say like, see you then. So that's the first text we could send. We could also send an email, the same thing. And then we can do a wait step, because we want to send them another text, maybe 24 hours before the appointment, just to remind them again. So we can say wait 1 day before appointment. And this one is going to be, instead of a time delay, it's going to be an event/appointment time delay. So this box will pop up and you can select how many hours before or after you want this next text to send out. So the next one's going to be 1 day before. So I'm going to go to the days box, type 1, and then we'll leave this the way it is right here. Save action. So it'll wait 1 day before appointment, and then we'll add our next SMS stage. We could say, hey, contact first name from our custom values here. Just a quick reminder, our appointment is in 24 hours. Talk to you then, or something like that. So that's our next text. And you can also add emails in here too. We could go in here and add an email. step as well and send them an email also with the text, just to give them 2 different places that we're reminding them. But I'm just going to do texts for this one. And then let's say we want to do one more text an hour before the appointment, just as a last reminder. We will do another wait step. This one's going to be another event/appointment time. Make sure you select this one specifically. And then we're going to do 1 hour before. And I'm going to type in up here, wait 1 hour before appointment, just so I can see it visually on the flow of the automation. And then we'll send our final SMS, which will say, hey, contact first name, appointment is in 1 hour, blah, blah, blah. So that's how you build an appointment confirmation and reminder workflow. Now, another high level, no pun intended, automation that you can add to this is after the person has had the appointment with you. Let's say it's an appointment for a client at a spa, and they went in and this was an appointment for a spa treatment, like IV therapy or something like that. You can have another wait step after this final text, and this one can be the same kind of deal. Wait, instead of time delay, it's going to be an event/appointment time. But this one's going to be wait maybe 1 hour after appointment. And so I'm going to type after right here, and I'm going to do 1 hour right here. So now it's going to send another text 1 hour after the appointment, and I think you guys know where I'm going with this. We're then going to send them 1 hour after the appointment a it's going to be send review request. So now we're going to say, hey, thanks for coming in. We'd love it if you'd leave us a Google review. And GoHighLevel integrates with your Google Business Suite, and so it'll send them that Google review request with the link to your Google Business Suite to leave that hopefully 5-star review. And we can add that, and we can select whether we want to send that as an email or a text message. So I'm going to say SMS, and then I'm going to hit save action. And you'll set this, what the review says or what the request says, under the reputation management tab inside of GoHighLevel. That's where you'll set up what the actual message says in the review request, and you can customize that message and what it says there. But yeah, so that's another way you can automate your Google reviews, is you can do it just after an appointment has happened, and it all triggers off of somebody booking an appointment. And that's the best way to do Google reviews with automatically, right? So you can send Google reviews manually by just hitting the send review request button when you're selecting a lead, which is also really easy to do. But this is one of the only ways you can automate a Google review request, because otherwise GoHighLevel doesn't know that person is a new customer and has actually paid you and stuff, unless they had booked an appointment with you. And you can make this wait step like 24 hours later, so a day later maybe, just to give them some time. Hey, thanks for coming in yesterday. We loved working with you. We'd be honored if you'd leave us a Google review. So anyway, that's how you can automate appointment reminders, appointment confirmation text, and then the reminder text in between when the appointment starts, and then an hour later or a day later, you can send a Google review request automatically to their phone or to their email. And then you would name this one, whatever, for me, Web Juice Appointments, for whatever your business is called, appointments. And you could do settings. Make sure to click allow re-entry, because sometimes a customer might book multiple appointments. If it's like a spa or something like that, they might book multiple appointments with you, and they're not just going to come once, but they might be a repeat customer. So maybe you send them the Google review request every time. But yeah, you can hit allow re-entry and allow them to get the texts and the emails and stuff from this automation every time they book, not just for the first time. So make sure to toggle that on, publish the automation, and then save it. Another popular automation might be if somebody checks out and purchases something from you on your website. So in GoHighLevel, you can build websites, right? So you could have a cart where somebody can purchase one of your products, which would be right here. And you could do order form submitted. So order form submitted, and then you can select in funnel slash website. So you can specify which funnel or website you have that checkout form where they put in their card information, their name, email, and phone number. They hit pay. You can select which website or funnel that is going to be in. So I'm going to select this pricing site and checkout funnel that I have, and then you save the trigger. So anytime somebody purchases our products or services or whatever we are selling through our websites or funnels, we've now specified which funnel it's in. So maybe you don't want this to trigger off all your funnels because you have multiple different funnels with different products in them, but maybe you just want to specify one. That's why we add that filter here. And then from here, we can then send them a text message and say your order has been placed. So, maybe you send them some sort of resources that you promised them when they purchased, blah, blah, blah. You can also send them, if we scroll down here, an invoice. So we can say send invoice, and then from user, you can select the user inside of your GoHighLevel account that you want that to send from. And then the invoice template, whatever product they just purchased, you can select here. And then you can make sure it's live and then save action. So it'll send them an invoice after they've paid for that product and checked out. And then whatever else you want to send to them as part of checking out, just to make sure that they receive what you promised them. If it's a course that you gave them, it'd be membership grant offer. So if they purchased a course, and now, because in GoHighLevel you can build courses, video courses, if that's what they were buying when they checked out, you could do a membership grant offer, and then you can select from your courses. This sub account that I'm in right now doesn't have any courses that I built out, so there's not going to show any here, but after you've built your courses, they'll show up here, and whenever you check the course right here, what's the specific offer, it'll send them an email automatically with their username and password so they can log in to the course. That's another step you could add there if you're selling a course or something that has like a membership or video material like a course would. So yeah, that's how you would do a order form submission automation when somebody checks out, purchases a product on your website or something along those lines. It could even be a free product. If you just have a form on your website for a free product, but it's an order form, but it doesn't have a price attached to it. It has to be a specific order form. Can't just be a normal contact form, but an order form. Then you can also trigger it off that, and you can make it a free product, but they still have to put in their card information or something like that. So anyway, that's gonna be your order form submission when somebody buys a product on your funnels or websites. Publish that, save that, and then you're good to go. Another common trigger event is going to be Facebook lead form submitted. So if you're running Facebook lead ads and you want to trigger when somebody fills out the form on the Facebook ad, you want to trigger off some automated follow-up text, emails, voicemails, things like that, we can do that. So we'd hit add new trigger, type in Facebook lead form submitted, and then we will click add filter. And this is where you have to have your Facebook account integrated first, or else when you add filter and you say in form, mine won't show any because I don't have a Facebook account connected to this sub account in GoHighLevel. But once you connect and integrate your Facebook account, it'll show up. Your forms from your Facebook ads manager will show up right here, and you can select which one you want to trigger this automation off of. But that's where you would hit save trigger. I'm just gonna delete this, save the trigger here. So whenever somebody submits that Facebook lead form, we can send them an SMS, hey, contact first name and the custom values, blah, blah, blah. We'd want to send them an email, and we can do the from name, from email. I'm just going to do my name, my email, Facebook form or something like that. Hey, and then type out your message there. And then lastly, we can even do a voicemail drop. So we're leaving, as soon as they hit submit, there's no wait step in between. So this is all firing off automatically right away. They're getting a text from us, an email from us, and then we can even do a pre-recorded voicemail that'll leave a voicemail right in their voicemail inbox on their phone. We can upload that MP3 file of our recorded voicemail right in here and do that from our computer. And we would just upload that. It won't let me save it unless I upload an actual file. So I'm just gonna upload one real quick, just like I think this is a song or something like that. Yeah, it's like 2 minutes of this song. But anyway, just as a placeholder, save it. So they'll submit the form, boom, they're getting a text, an email, and a voicemail from us all within like a second. And then from there, we can do a wait step, and we could do like wait, and then time delay. So we could do, instead of time delay, it would just be a contact reply, because we're waiting for them to reply to our SMS or our email. So we can say if they reply to our SMS or they email us back, then after, let's do 1 day here. So we'll give them a day, and then after our wait step, we can then have an if-else statement where we have different branches. Replied, and then we only actually need to add one branch here, because the other branch will populate automatically if they didn't reply. You'll see here in a sec, but the condition would be like contact replied, question mark. And then we select contact replied, it true. So we have this true side that they did reply. And then the false side will automatically populate. Watch, when I hit save, it already gives us a none. So that would be if they didn't reply. If they did reply, maybe we hit them up with another follow-up text. Awesome, great to hear, whatever you were talking with them about in the first message. If they didn't reply, that's when this is where the money is made with GoHighLevel, because you're not just hitting them up with one text after they fill out your ad or the form on your ad. You're hitting them up multiple times. It's been studied that the average lead needs 5 to 7 contact attempts before they'll respond back. So that's either 5 to 7 texts, emails, voicemails, phone calls, things like that. So you need to hit people up a lot in order to get them converted into a client that's paying you. And so if they did not reply on this branch right here, we can just send another text to them. Hey, John, don't know if you saw my last text, blah, blah, blah. Type whatever you want there. And you can keep doing these branches day after day and keep hitting them up, every 24 hours, because this wait step we did here was, 24 hours, I believe. Yeah, 1 day. So I'll type in 1 day right there so you can see the flow of it. But anyway, that's basically how you're going to set up a Facebook lead form automation if you're running Facebook ads. So that's a really good one to know how to do. You'll want to publish it, save it, and then boom, we're done with that one. And the last automation I'm going to show you guys today is if somebody clicks on a trigger link. So GoHighLevel is really cool because in emails that you send out to people, you can have different links. They're called trigger links. And so it's a link that you basically have to set up as a trigger link, which I'll show you how to do real quick. Go back to workflow, or go back out of here. You'll go to the marketing tab. You'll click up here to trigger links, and then you can create a trigger link. So you can name the trigger link, whatever. Let's just say it's your website that you're sending to somebody in an email, and then you can type in the actual link. So it'd be, for me, webjuice.io. I think I might need to have I think you'll need to put like the HTTPS // and yeah. So now we've created a trigger link for your website, and it's added in right here. Now we can go to our automation, and we're gonna click add new trigger, and the trigger for this one is gonna be trigger link clicked. So let's say we send out an email to somebody, and we wanna see if they clicked on the link in the email. So we can click add filter right here, and we can specify that the trigger link is this website trigger link that I just set up in the trigger link section. So if somebody clicks on this trigger link, we can then hit them up with whatever we want, right? SMS, we can send them. We can say, hey, saw that you clicked on our website. What did you think? And we can start interacting with them while they're still on the website, because they just clicked the link. And so they're probably still just checking out the website when boom, they're getting a text from us. There could be a lot of use cases for this, just to keep people engaged, or hit them up while they're, on the topic and actually looking at what you sent to them. And so you can send that kind of stuff out. You could send them an email, whatever you want to send there. But trigger links are a really good way just to keep people engaged and be able to target people after they take some sort of action on your website or on an email or something like that. But to remember, you do have to have the person's information first as a lead in the system for this to work. It won't work if a random person that you haven't captured as a lead yet is on your site and clicks some sort of trigger link on your site. It won't work because you don't have their name and email and phone number to be able to send this text or an email to them. So you do previously have to have their information inside of GoHighLevel, have them as a lead. But a good use case would be if you're sending out email campaigns and you want to see who has clicked on the email or clicked on the links in the emails and stuff like that. That's a great use case for the trigger links clicked part right here. Another couple things that are honorable to mention in your automations, you can have what are called create/update opportunity, which is a step that I already have right here, but it's this one right here, create/update opportunity, which will automatically move a lead to a specific stage in our pipeline, which you can find under the opportunities tab. So if we have a, pipeline, and one of our stages in our pipeline is that the customer has booked appointment or appointment booked right here, we can go through here, we can add that we want to update them after they book the appointment, which is our trigger event. We want to add them to that stage. So it'll move them automatically from like the new lead stage of our pipeline over to the appointment booked stage. And so I've specified which pipeline this person is in, the stage that I want to move them to. So for this one, they just booked, so I'm going to put them in the appointment booked stage. And then you put in for the opportunity name, contact name, which you can select from over here, go to contact and then go to full name. And that's what will pop up here. So it'll put their name under the opportunity up under the pipeline stage. And then contact source, you can select this little box or that little tag right there, contact, and then scroll down to source. It'll show the source that they came in and entered the pipeline through. So for this case, it'd be through our calendar is the source, but just put that there and it'll track the source they came in through. You can put the lead value. So the average lead might be worth $3,500 to us. So we can put in the average lead value. And then the status, you can select open, won, lost, or abandoned. This person is still an open lead. We haven't closed them yet, but we're having an appointment with them. So hopefully we can close them as a won, lead, but for now we're going to keep them at open, and then you can save the action there. So that's a great way so you can automate your pipeline and move people automatically through different stages, which is really nice. You don't have to like drag and drop people. It'll automatically move them based on certain actions that are taken. And then another step you can add in each of your automations, maybe after somebody books an appointment, you want to be notified that somebody had booked that appointment and you want to get a text on your phone. You can do what's called internal notification. If you type it in, it's just going to be send internal notification, which I already have right here. So this one, what it does is it'll ask you, all right, what type of notification do you want to receive? So for this one, I selected SMS. I want to get a text because that's what I'm looking at the most is my phone. To user type, we can do all users, which will send this text to everybody inside that's a staff member inside of our sub account. Or we could say we want to send it to our custom phone number. So I can text it to my phone number right here. And it'll just send to me, nobody else. And then it'll say contact name. So it'll say John Smith, whoever the person that booked the appointment's name is, has booked a web juice appointment for, and then it'll say the date and time, just giving me a heads up, hey, somebody booked an appointment. So if I'm not like on my computer looking at my calendar inside of GoHighLevel right away, I'm still going to be notified. Especially if they're booked for like an hour away and the appointment's in an hour from now. I want to make sure that I know to show up to that appointment even if I'm not at my computer looking at my calendar. I got the text because we automated it right here. So those are a couple different stages to mention. And then lastly, one other to mention is this step right here. It's called remove from all workflows. So what you can do is when somebody books an appointment, let's say you have some other campaigns or other workflows that are sending like emails and text messages to a lead, but you don't want to send those texts to them because now they've booked an appointment, so you don't want to keep hitting them up with text from like different automations. You can remove them from those other automations, and then you can detoggle this because we don't want to remove them from this automation. We want to keep them in this automation. So we'll remove this, detoggle that off. And what it will do is it'll remove this person that booked the appointment from any of the other automations where they're getting hit up from us by text or emails or calls. We don't want to hit them up anymore in those. We only want to send them these confirmation texts and emails that they've booked. And so we will remove them as our first step from all the other workflows and automations that they're in. When I say workflows, automations, they're the same thing, right? Workflows and automations are the same. They're just two different words for the same thing. But yeah, remove them from all other workflows so that they don't keep getting hit up in other places. This is one you'll use pretty often. Same with this one and the internal notification. These are pretty common ones that you'll see throughout your automations, just to keep everything a little bit more organized and keep people from getting hit up in other workflows that you've set up. Thank you for watching this GoHighLevel Automations Masterclass. I hope this gave you a good idea of how to build automations so that you don't drive yourself crazy trying to figure it out on your own. Also, if you guys haven't signed up for GoHighLevel yet, you can get a 30-day free trial of it down below this video with my affiliate link. And if you sign up with that link, I will personally jump on a one-on-one Zoom call with you. And you can also get free group calls with me on an ongoing basis. And I can help you set up all this stuff with you. If you have questions about automations, that kind of thing, I can help you set it all up one-on-one on that Zoom call. Also down below is my free website, SaaS Masterclass, where you can learn how to build your own agency using GoHighLevel. And so you can access that down below. It has a lot of free value in it. Has like over 25 videos, tons of content there to learn how to use GoHighLevel and all the features that it offers. Other than that, I love y'all and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.